Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know we back. We back with episode 3. A name of the game pod, man. Excited. We here again. You know what I mean? Coming to talk the game where we talk a game and you pick a side. You know what I mean? Just a little heads up, cause I know like rewatching it, I messed up some shit. But I know the last episode I dropped. Make sure you go check that out on YouTube. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Go follow Name of the Game Instagram page. And we gonna put more content on there. We gonna put more clip. I seen a lot of people been messing with the clips. You know what I mean? So we gonna definitely put more clips, more content, more stuff to hear the people out on there. So make sure you go do that. But like I was saying, I know looking back at the last episode, bro. I was saying a lot of episode 2, and in which it was only because I think I was counting like the live stream as one. If you was on the live stream, shout out for a couple people who was there. If you was on the live stream, I was basically saying like this the icebreaker, like this the episode 1. You know what I mean? So it should be up. Go check it out. It's like a 30-minute live stream with my boy Dre. We were just watching playoff games and stuff like that, critiquing the game. He was helping me out with some shit on that too. So yeah, bro. We here, episode 3, bro. You know what I mean? Shit get crazy. Shit getting crazy. I just like it because um, it's something for me to do. And like I said, I just really fuck with just talking about the game and just talk about sports and all that other shit that's going on in the world. Mainly about sports, you know what I mean? When we here, we barbershop talk a lot of shit. Um, yeah, we gonna get straight into it, bro. First episode, I mean, the second episode was got a nice little review on it. Some people reached out to me about it. They watched it, messed with it. So you know what I mean. Like I said, we here and we just gonna keep getting better as each episode comes out. So I'm very sure of that, man. But we here, bruh. We gonna break the ice with the playoffs, of course. If you've been watching, bruh. I know I'm doing Saturday, May 17th. Just came off yesterday of the Knicks advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals to play the Indiana Pacers, which nobody had that on the scorecard. I tell you that right now. I didn't. I literally said it had to be the Cavs or the Celtics, but we was the script writers wrote us all the way the fuck off because there's no way you're telling me. But in a way, it's I think, and this is what I think I was explaining to somebody too. Like we be so caught up in a lot of shit with certain teams on about certain teams that should be making it and that shouldn't be making it. But in reality, we don't be looking at all those other teams and seeing what they got. Cause yeah, we do in a way, but it's like we don't really give these motherfuckers a chance. Like I don't think nobody really gave the Pacers a chance to make it to the East Coast Finals or the goddamn Knicks because of like regular season shit. But when you get to the playoffs, it's a whole different ball game, bro. Always whole different ball game. You know what I mean? Like niggas style of play change up. Certain shots that niggas take different from regular season shots. You know what I mean? Every possession counts. You know what I mean? And defense. You know what I mean? And like I said, and to credit, I'm not too like surprised with Tom Thibodeau and his style of play of it working because, like I said, previous episode, he was with the Bulls and we made it to the East Conference Final. We would have probably made it like 3 years, maybe two, if D Rose don't get hurt that other year. So we easily make it to like two back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals. And Tibbs played this whole guys. It just messed up that in his style of play, a nigga like D Rose got hurt. You feel me? So, but still, bro, like in a way, it still doesn't surprise me because it is Tibbs, and like I said, he's a defensive coach, and a lot of that just he trusts his players on offense, and you could tell. You know what I mean? It's only when they out of sorts and stuff like that to where they be having to like run. Probably want them to run certain shit or whatnot, but he really just let them rock. You know what I mean? For example, somebody like Jess Hart yesterday had a small little triple double 10, 11, and 11. In reality, it's like, okay, cool. Somebody like him, like we seen him on other teams. He wasn't able to rock out like that, if that makes sense. Like You seen him on the Pelicans, and he wasn't able to, you know what I mean, get his footing and stuff like that. So like for him to come here to the Knicks and Thibodeau like shit, fuck it, rerun it, you know, and they style of play is just, you know, playing downhill, playing with toughness, playing with a sense of urgency. You know what I mean? That's basically what Tibbs is on, and he literally let the best player on his team, Jalen Brunson, rock out, especially in the fourth. And like every time I see in the fourth quarter, I'm gonna just keep it honest. In the fourth quarter, I don't see him run no set. It ain't really like no sets. Like he gets the ball, it's 1-on-1. He just basically said what, and basically is just saying my player is better than whoever the fuck is guarding him. I don't give a fuck who it is. And I mean, shit. He ain't lying, cause he been putting niggas to work. Shout out the Knicks, bro. I mean, shit. The New York streets are crazy right now. I mean, crazy. They out there. I just saw a little clip of, or whatever on social media. Somebody was on this big ass bill, like just all the way up there, bro. Like, get your ass there, like. But for them fans to be with a team and they ain't make a. I don't think people understand this. They haven't really no, yeah, they haven't. So they haven't been in the Eastern Conference Finals since like the 1970s. So like the broadcaster said last night, shout out Mike Breen, probably my favorite broadcaster to hear call a game. Can't even lie. He said like if you like under 25, you don't even understand this means so much because it's been so long. That's why when you see like even last year when they even just won the first round, they was going stupid like they won a championship. And I credit, you know, I would want to say like the way New York is, but I just credit the fans of just being able to, you know, be with them through thick and thin. And that's a real fan, bro. Nowadays, niggas don't be fans. Niggas just be fans of players. Like me, I would die arguing about my teams, whether it's the Warriors, the Bears, you know, anybody, any of my favorite teams. I would die arguing with niggas about or do all the dumb crazy shit about because I know, like I literally told my brother, shout out my brother. I'm like, when we go to what's the name, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Like when the Bears go to the Super Bowl, and it's loading. Trust and believe it's loading. When we go to the Super Bowl, I don't want to see nobody who is out there calling us trash, who from Chicago. I don't want to see you there. I don't. Because this is the problem with some of you niggas. No, I'm not even gonna say some of you goddamn fans or half-ass fans. Don't come to me talking about some damn my favorite player, who I want to say. My favorite player, Justin Jefferson, but I ain't no Vikings fan. So why the fuck are you talking to me? We gonna make this a rule right now. If you are a fan of just the player, don't talk to me about my team. Like I got a nigga now. Just cause Jimmy Butler on the team, he talking about we. Nigga ain't no we. Ain't we playing bowling? Where the game at? Please. Ain't no we. You wasn't there. Wasn't there. So stay where you at, bro. Just say you a fan of that player. Don't say we or none of that. You know what I mean? Because he don't really want to be a Warriors fan anyway. So just say you a player. Like you a player fan. That's what we gonna start calling you next. Player fans. That's what you is. If I hear anything about a player and I don't hear no fan about no team or anything, I don't want to hear that shit. For instance, Spike Lee. You see this nigga at Egg Game. He the only who done seen from up to down from the 1970s too. So like that's what I'm saying, bro. Don't come to me about that player fan shit. Like I ain't. Yeah, I mean, so but yeah, bro. Shout out to them. Shout out to the Knicks, bro. You know, cause like I said, ain't nobody had that on their bingo card. Like ain't nobody think they was gonna make it. So and shout out to the Pacers too. But I can't be surprised. I say the Pacers made it because just how they style of play, they just keep coming at you, bro. And they play defense. You know what I mean? Like they just keep them in the Knicks in a way, have the same, not the same style of play, but have this urgency to just keep coming at you, and they do. Like if you look, both Pacers and Knicks in the last series when they played the two teams we thought it was times where they was down by like damn near 20 points and would come back and win the game. Just showing hella fight, hella grit, hella urgency. So this series, low key, in a way, this series is going to be more exciting than the one we expected. I'm gonna just say that now because like their style of plays in a way cancel out each other, but also in a way they help each other and just keeping that how they want to play. Basically, if you get what I'm saying. Basically, they don't really got to change nothing because they gonna do the same thing. They literally go do the same thing, and they just gonna keep coming at you. Now, granted, it's going. Of course, it's gonna be like a small adjustments, maybe a matchup adjustment, this and that. But as a team, you never want to really get too far away. Even in the play, you never want to get too far away from what got you there, from the regular season on in. Yeah, you're gonna have to make small changes, and them changes are huge. But you never want to shy away from what got you to that point. You know what I mean? So it's just the consistency of, for the Pacers, we're gonna keep running. We running in transition. We trying to get the open shots, open threes. We attacking the offensive glass. Same thing with the Knicks. But the Knicks don't. Nah, I lied. Because with Josh Hart, they are running. They are running every time. Only difference is, in a way, and it's going to come down to it, who going to be that man? And if I had to put all my chips on the table, I'm taking that man from Stevens, Jalen. Now, granted, Tyrese Halliburton, you proved them that whoever said overrated to you, put them niggas on the front line for show. Because in a way, if somebody did watching, different shows, different podcasts, and I was just hearing a lot of people hear the consistent answer of just, if they vote you that, then it's some players that envy what you don't have. You know what I mean? So, like, I never really hated Tyrese. I always think he was a solid player. I never really said anything bad about Tyrese. I just really didn't think he was like the needle mover like that. You know what I mean? In a way. Yeah, you a good player, but it's just like damn near Boston, just a little bit less. You know what I mean? If that makes sense, because they got a superstar in Tatum, but they got a star. Like Halliburton's not a superstar; he's just a star. But at the rate he's going right now, he might be just a superstar. But in a way, this is what makes the game better, bro. Because you're gonna have people all the time say what you can't do and you know what I mean? And this is why people love Ant so much. And for you to go out there when he did the game winning, he did the nuts, whatever, you know what I mean? Normally you would get a fine for some shit like that. He ain't do it too egregious, but normally you would just get a crazy ass fine for some shit like that. Like, but you know what I mean? In a way, it was like, nah, you see what I'm saying? It just makes it better because it's like you going at him like out loud in the NBA, bro. Like that's what people say. It's just too many friends, niggas. Back then, think about it now. How many niggas been doing like? Well, I mean, I understand niggas still do jersey swaps, but like, let's keep it a bean. Fuck that jersey, nigga. We going at each other. See, in a way, because this is our job. So it's like, okay, it's levels to the job. Like this, whatever. It could be fucking FedEx, UPS, whatever. Like, but this is a job. NBA, this is a job for them, right? So it's like, all right, cool. Boom. I'm not finna let this get a promotion higher than me, or if in a sense, if you see what I'm saying. Like, so that's why it's like, okay, boom. You got niggas like Tyrese, like, yeah, niggas think I'm overrated. It's probably some niggas who up there or down here. Either both ways, because don't think just because you up here, it's not niggas who don't envy you. You see what I'm saying? Niggas up here envy a lot of niggas down here. Because what they got up there and what you don't got down here, you appreciate it just a little bit more. So when you get up there, you always have that humbleness. And Tyrese has that. But he also can have this time, like I just pointed out in the game, when he, you know what I mean, yamp them niggas. So, like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So that's why I said, too. Like, this is why I said about the Shedeur Sanders with the anonymous source shit. Like, bro, it's crazy. Like this, I really feel like, I'ma just keep saying it. If you behind that, then you just a punk, folks. I ain't gonna lie. I'ma just keep it all the way 100 with you. I ain't gonna say the other word, but you just a punk. Like I ain't gonna lie because there's no way, bro. You see what I'm saying? Like there's no way. You telling me he's the most overrated? Like what? He never, and in a way, he always do everything in humble, and you know what I mean. And he always, and people really don't like the fact that he's a little feisty, cause he light skinned. It really, that's probably what it's a. It always got to do when a light skin, when a light skin a little bit feisty, niggas never like it. They never like it. That's why a lot of niggas don't. I just hate the fact, but this is why a lot of niggas don't like Steph. Some niggas really don't like that nigga. Like, and I would say they don't like because in a way, everybody appreciates Steph and just know he a great and shit like that. You know what I mean? Just like, you know, like he's on that tier. So, but it's just, he does a lot of shit where you be like, man, fuck, I hate this nigga. And he's shimmying and doing all this. I'll push this nigga. Like Jeff T, if you watch shout out Club 520, bro. If you watch Jeff T, he literally had a story about that shit. About just, what I mean, like, bro, like you doing all this, like, nigga, I'm only hitting a couple shots. Nigga, you 15 for 14 and you made 8 threes and then goddamn that third. I only made 6 shots and only got 18. You got 38, like almost 40 on me, man. Like, so it's just shit like that. And that's why I see why a lot of people said all that shit about Tyrese Halliburton, bro. So, but like I said, bro, shout out to him. Shout out to the Pacers. Shout out to the Knicks, bro. Prayers for Jason Tatum, bro. Tours Achilles. Crazy. I'm gonna also be just, recovering. Not I said recovering. Reporting all the other shit that, you know, for the next episode that I probably don't see from the previous one. You know what I mean? So, shit like that always, man, this fucks up the game. You know what I mean? So, prayers for Jason Tatum. Hope for speedy recovery. If I'm being 100, I know for sure he probably gonna miss like half of next season too. So, and I know the Celtics got a lot of retooling and stuff like that I've been seeing and all the you got 600. I mean, you giving 600 mil to two guys on your team. So I'm kind of sure like it wasn't gonna hold for long. And in a way, it's crazy because when you think about it, they was in a way talking about in a way of being unbeaten. Even with Tatum, they was probably gonna still lose. And I wasn't gonna say still lose. I would say it would have went to Game 7 for sure. Um, like with Tatum, they were still down, and it was shocking because you know coming off the championship season they had last year, it's like okay, cool. What you gonna do now? You know what I mean? Like it's like, are you gonna back to back it? And that's what a lot of people saying that like they just had the team for it. You know what I mean? And hey, a lot of things didn't roll out like it supposed to. You know what I mean? Like Kristaps Porzingis with this unknown ass sickness, illness, can't breathe and all this. Like what you got going on, bro? How you sick almost every other game? Like what's going on? Last year they won without you for real. If we keeping it a bean, they won without you. You was on the bench so much. I forgot you be on the team like that, and that was last year. This year it's like, bro, what's up with how you get an illness out of nowhere? Like but you know what I mean. In a way though, too, I also said that I didn't believe that they would go back to back because in a way it just we are in a time in the NBA where the teams who are good know they got to get better. Whether you got teams like the Hornets and shit like that, they just trying to figure some shit out. You know what I mean? The Bulls figure some shit out, all that shit. So when you got motherfucking the Knicks, Pacers, Clippers, Nuggets, Warriors, Lakers, Celtics, Cat, like all these good teams, like they always trying to retool out the off season. So in some way or some form of fashion, a team is going to get better, especially a better team, because most of the productive players trying to go to winning teams to where they can give them that chance. You know what I mean? So it's like that's why I feel like the Warriors probably the only team that I think for a couple years is going to go back to back because if you look at it, not a lot of teams been going just back to back to the finals alone. The Celtics went in 22, but then they missed out. You see what I'm saying? Like that following year, they missed out. They weren't even there. And then after that, you see what I'm saying? They came back and then they won and stuff like that. So it's just like, but like I said, every year a team is going to get better all the time. So that's why it'd be hard to think like even with that team that they had like with Porzingis, Drew Holiday, Peyton Pritchard, Derrick White, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, all these good retooling and productive players that they have. Like Peyton Pritchard probably finna go get him a bag this summer for sure off of his play. You know what I mean? Derrick White, I mean, I don't know what the pieces they gonna be able to move around or whatever the case may be, but I know they're gonna have to make some shake for some of these players. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro. But like I said, prayers up to Jason Tatum. Get well soon for the for the motherfucking Celtics. You know what I mean? Get well soon for real. But really, just shout out prayers for Tatum, bro. Not of course, not too much been going on. We here now. We almost close to the finals. Of course, Timberwolves beat the Warriors in 5 games. I want, you know, of course, I'm a Warriors fan. I don't want to talk about it, but I am. God damn it, hurts my heart, bro. But I'm not. In a way, I'm not. I'm not like disappointed because of the fact that. Hold on. Matter of fact, before I get to my team, we want to talk about disappointments. The Cleveland Cavaliers, y'all, yeah, bro, y'all need some healing. Y'all need to go to church every Sunday until the season starts. Cause what the fuck what y'all doing? Ty Jerome, and see, this is why when they be talking about like pressure breaks pipes, because Ty Jerome, there's no fucking way you would exploding and doing all this shit in the regular and then get to the second round and my mans can't play you. Shout out D Mitch. I want to say that first. Shout out D Mitch, because I was having this disagreement with somebody and they kept saying like D Mitch never got, but it's never been D Mitch's fault. Never. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Yeah, he hasn't got there. I get that. I respect that. Mad you. It's more players on the team for sure. But like, gee, when Darius Garland's out, he gave you back to back 40 plus on a bum ass ankle. Even on the game they lost had 30 something. Like so, bruh. I just feel like D Mitch really just getting the wrong end of the stick because of the players he playing with. All of a sudden, Evan Mobley out. Darius Garland been dealing with a toe knee. If you don't take a shot or wrap that shit up 3 times, DeAndre Hunter, fuck we trade you for? Like, come on, man. Y'all was the number 1 team in the league record wise. We just gonna say record wise because we know record wise. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna write them off after this season, but like, bruh, there's no way y'all should not be in the conference finals. Like, Indiana made y'all look so basic. And granted, I know, the injuries and stuff, it plagues. I get it because, it happened to my team. Mainly the best player on the team. That didn't happen to y'all. Even though Donovan Mitchell was half ankle, he still gave y'all 40. And y'all couldn't help this man win at least maybe one game where Darius Garland, see, and this is what I'm saying too. Darius Garland, the game he came back and they won, he didn't even do shit. I think he had 10 points. Then the following game after that, he only had 11. So that shows and tells me that he wasn't even 100% fully healthy. But Ty Jerome was playing so fucking bad, he really ain't had no choice. And even with like I said, even with D Mitch scoring the 40, bruh, he literally didn't have no help. None whatsoever. So, like, he literally was carrying them in games without Darius Garland, and then when Evan Mobley was out, and motherfucking DeAndre Hunter, like, bro, it's over with. Like, you know what I mean? So, that's what I'm saying, bro. When I had this conversation about, like, he just can't get it. He can't. Like, I mean, we talking about a nigga who averaged 36 in the playoffs one year, bro. This was the bubble, but still, 36. Every year he don't average none less than 20, 25. And I think he had a year he 24, maybe 23. None less than 25 for D Mitch in the playoffs. He shows up for sure. It's his fucking teammates who don't show up. When he was on the Jazz, Rudy Gobert didn't show up, played ass. If I'm correct, they had Mike Conley on there at the time. He was, you know what I mean? So like it so it's just, bro, Joe Ingles, like, come on, bro. Like, carrying niggas. Literally carrying niggas. But, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter when you don't win, so but shout out to, I hope all them niggas get healthy, man. Well, mainly Darius Garland, because he was the one who was really hurt. Evan Mobley, you was defensive player of the year. How the fuck, like, it wasn't like you was making no impact, bruh. None whatsoever. Like, I seen, if I'm correct, I literally seen a clip. Tyrese like cooked you just to get to the, well, it was really Ty Jerome. Really Ty Jerome. He just laid it up on you. So I ain't gonna give you too much shit for it. But still, bro, it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, come on, y'all had it all set, and then don't, I want to hear no plague with injury, because it wasn't really that serious. I only missed one player, and yeah, he can make a difference. What, 18-6? I mean, he's not like a certified 25. He could get you that though if he explode, you know, in Darius Garland. But you know what I mean? It just, that's how shit goes, bro. Yeah, you know what I mean, so really get well soon for you niggas. Not even get well soon. We praying for y'all. We praying for y'all. For real, bro. It just, I can't. It just, I just heard that D Mitch talk, and it really just really pissed me off, because like he had that team as number one, had them flowing, and then niggas just wet the bed. Shit the bed. Because at least if y'all bench do what they've been doing all season, y'all at least win a game. For sure. Y'all did win one game. But at least the game, like them 2 games where Darius Garland was out, y'all win one of those. But no. Jerome get cooked by Tyrese, hit the game win on the man. If I'm not correct, yes, hit the game win on the man. So like, yeah, that tells you all you need to know right there. A player who went from averaging 24, 25 minutes a game, 12 points, shit like that. Because you see, first series, he was ready. First series, easy, cooking. It's the fucking Miami Heat. Of course you're supposed to do that. Of course, if I'm correct, he had like a 30-point game in one of those here. But you get to real killers and freeze up. That's why the Warriors fucking let you go, bum. We know the real. Kenny Atkinson just picked you up because he was over there with us. And he was too at the time. And he felt like you probably had some game. But yo scrub ass, I promise you, they will take more players over you from a 6-man perspective than what you did, if from what you did last year, for sure. For sure. Because when it all comes down, just like Luka, just like all other niggas who get exposed, you gotta play that defense. Nobody give a fuck about that offense, because if that offense ain't rolling, what else? What's the other shit you gonna do? And for you, if your offense ain't rolling, it ain't like you rebound or you creating for others, really. So, and then you ain't playing no fucking defense at that? Psh. So, fuck, I need a buzzer. I need a fucking buzzer. I need a goddamn buzzer. Oh, man. No, actually, I think I do got a buzzer. Hold on. Do I got a buzzer? Hell nah. Hell nah. Fuck it. Shoot at that nigga. Fuck it. Fuck that shit. Shoot at that nigga. But, man, yeah, bro. Back to the side. Shout out Ant, man, because he did what he's supposed to do. Yeah, I mean, I'm not no hater on that. As a competitor, too, you know, you want to play the best. You don't ever want to play a team and beat them and be like, oh, y'all didn't have y'all best player. And I'm not saying that to take away from them beating us or anything. It's just me personally, from especially when I play, I always wanted to play the best, fully healthy team, all the other. So it wouldn't be like no excuses. Because in a way, you just know it's a difference. Like, especially when it's somebody like Stephen Curry, when he gets hurt or something like that, you never want to see that. So it's like, you know what I mean, bro? It's tough, you know what I mean? But shout out to Ant-Man. They did their thing, bro. Got us out of there in 5. I think it was a successful season for the Warriors, especially looking at how they started the season. They was on fire, then had this turbulence, you know what I mean? And was like 10th in the league, fighting in the play in from 10th, 9th. to 8. It's crazy because when we was there, we was literally almost 1, 2 games always apart from the 10th night, 8th, or the 7th. Always, just like how you seen the season end at the end of the year. Like it was basically like that all year, like all year. You know what I mean? We was just losing so many close games. We were just winning games because we had Steph Curry. You know what I mean? So Jimmy Butler trade had been successful, but I will say, that playoff Jimmy shit is dead now for sure. And when I mean dead, I don't mean like dead as in like the player or shit like that. I mean as in he's not that guy that who we all seen, because this also I want to point out a point too. Like Jimmy Butler did all this shit in the East, to where in the East you really just gotta focus on two teams. I know one year he beat Milwaukee off the coming back to back year, but if we want to be honest, Milwaukee was a serious team, of course, because of Giannis. But once they gave up Drew Holiday, it was over with, which didn't make no fucking sense. So seeing that when that happening, okay, he beat the Bucks, stuff like that. If I'm correct, I'm not sure. Matter of fact, let me fact check, because I'm going to post this, and I'm pretty sure people are gonna be like, you didn't even get your facts right. Normally, if people understand or see, I say a lot of stuff or a lot of facts without having to look, because I know or I remember a lot. I watch so much of it or so many games and stuff like that. So I kind of remember, especially when we talk about averages and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So if I'm correct, right, so the 2022-2023 year was his last year. Okay, cool. And then yeah, they won it. Okay, so yeah, so that was the year, I think, if I'm correct, Jimmy and them beat them. Yeah, or whatever. So Drew Holiday was there, but yeah, that same camaraderie of the team just wasn't there. And Jimmy just had, if I in a way, he had a lot of effective players on his team. Like people keep talking to me about Bam wasn't an All Star. Tyler Hero was a still up and coming solid player. Jaime Jaquez is somebody who had a great season, and out of nowhere he just doesn't play no more. Of course, they had great shooters in Gabe Vincent and Matt Strus. You know what I mean? Just putting stuff like this, certain pieces around him like that, because really, and like I said, in the East, you don't need much. You know what I mean? You really don't need much, because if I'm correct, right, he beat the Bucks, and then the following year beat the Celtics. After that following year of the Celtics going to the finals, losing. So in a way, it's best. It's crazy. Like it's just crazy. But in a way, it's like, okay, cool. He did that, and he had amazing playoff run. But I think the difference is, he was doing a lot of shit that you can't get away with in the East, even though this is still the NBA. And hear me out. This is what I'm saying. A lot of Jimmy Butler points, for instance, when he scored a 56-point game, I was just seeing this the other day. A lot of it came off of him just crashing the glass and him getting to the free throw line. And I tell this to people all the time. Jimmy Butler doesn't have like a game like he's great with footwork, great pivot. His favorite move, I tell you, I know it like the back. He did it ever since he was on the Bulls. A face up, and shrug, two shrugs, with the show, and it gets him every time. Gets players every time. He hit it on Ant one time and made it. It was tough. Can't lie, tough as hell. Yeah, I mean, um, just seeing that shit, bro. It's like he really just, his game is predicated off like stuff like that, just free throws. Like yeah, he can shoot middies, he can shoot threes when he open and stuff like that. But he just doesn't have that game to where it's like I'ma still get mines, because most of it coming from the free throw line or him getting putbacks. That's why you see him with 7 rebounds a lot, or 6 rebounds, or 8 rebounds, some shit like that, because he always crashing the glass, because he know that's the third. Like he always been that type. He just always been that player to play with toughness, because he knows other players not gonna play with that certain toughness. You know what I mean? So like just seeing that, it's like Okay, and then you come to a team with the Warriors where you have to score, you have to be effective. You are the main vocal point of the offense, and all they have to do is literally pack the paint on you. In the East, you could get away with that shit. You know what I mean? Because normally when you playing teams like the Celtics or the Bucks, in a way they already know they coming in better than you. In a way, every West team not gonna really play with you, G. I'm not even gonna lie. Every West team just not gonna play with you. So, and two, it's just like, bro, you couldn't get us one game. You taking niggas to finals, but you can get us one fucking game. 14 points, 17 points. This is proof in the pudding. Same nigga who was in the East, going like scoring 56 for, but you can't come over here and just get one game. We ain't telling you to win a series. We ain't telling you to take us to the finals. We got a guy for that. You can't get us one game. Jimmy got a lot to prove me wrong next year for real. Cause well, he a solid player, great player. I'm not gonna take that away from him. But like from that playoff shit, he got to come back just a little bit better. And granted, we ain't gonna have we it's not like Steph gonna be down, but it's still like it's just criticized because I kept hearing about this finals run. And I'm like, bro, it's just he was in the East, and everybody knows who watch basketball. The East is the easiest place to get to the finals. You can name the four teams right now who we thought was gonna make it to the conference finals, or two of them are in the conference finals. Even though we may not thought like the Pacers and Knicks, they are there. Pacers, Knicks, Celtics, Cavaliers. Nobody else was gonna be there. Nobody. So if you had a team like the Hawks make this legendary run and shit with Trae Young led the Knicks to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Hawks and played the Bucks. That year they won the championship. Yes, Trae Young can lead a team. Yes, he can. You know what I mean? He's a playoff performer, but like it's the fact that in the East you always gonna at least get one of those. Like, and you're not getting that in the West. As we can see, you're not getting. Well, okay, the 6 and 7. Oh, I'm gonna say this. Any of the 8 teams, look at the top 8 teams in the West. They all can bust the East ass like that. It's gonna be tough. You got better teams coming up like the Pistons and shit like that. But if we talk, that's only 5 teams from the East. Other than that, if you put all them up against the top 8 East, they are barely winning. The Celtics might get a couple wins, Cavs too, but they are barely winning. I'm telling you. So that's why it just like from that standpoint, it's like okay, I respect his runs, but it's like, bro, you know, in the East, it's a little different to where you coming to the West. It's just like conferences, like in college, you got the ACC, the SEC, all that other shit. You know what I mean? Like, so all I'm saying is that playoff Jimmy shit is no more. He needs Steph, and he said in a post game. That's all I'm gonna say. Shout out to Endo. Shout out to Julius Randle. Took an amazing lead, bro. He was killing us the whole series. Oh my god. Just give me hell. Give me hell. I hated it. Draymond, you gonna be a first team all defensive player, but your ass was nowhere to be found. First time I ain't seen that in a long time. And it's a lot of people that be saying all this other shit with Steph, like Steph needed these players and all this other shit. But I guarantee you, we gonna talk about if we talk about every player that played with Steph, see where they at now, and you come holler at me, and see what Steph done did after they done played with him, and then come holler at me, because it really needs to be a talk about how much hate my man's be getting. But you know that we gonna say that for another episode, cause I'm gonna go on the Warriors rant real soon. It don't gotta be this year. It don't gotta be in the summer. You don't even gotta be in the springtime. Damn. I don't give a fall. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go on one of these rants. Y'all going to hear it because it's a lot of disrespect to my mans, bro. I can't lie. Before we get up out of here, man, Game 7. Favorite words to hear. Nuggets and Thunder. For all my youth, I always try to put something out there for the youth. I want people to go watch this game. All the youth. I want y'all to go watch this game because, bruh, Matter of fact, they just need to put the MVP trophy on the side of the floor and just be like, whoever win, y'all getting this motherfucker. Nuggets did just take a hit. I just seen yesterday or the day before where they might be without Eric Gordon. Key piece of what I was saying about the know-how of a team. Key piece of a know-how guy, and it can be huge for them. Can be huge. That means it putting more on Christian Braun and Michael Porter, who's already 50% half shoulder and shit. Jamal Murray, even Russell Westbrook, Payne Watson. It's just putting more on those guys who probably haven't been in this predicament, especially in Game 7. I mean, I'm not too worried about Jokic and Murray, but the other guys for sure. You know what I mean? You know, pressure-based price, we gonna see. But like I said, for the youth, I want y'all to go watch this game, bro, because it's important that y'all see how every possession is important. And what I mean by that, look how they gonna play defense. Look how they gonna be trying to execute. Look how they gonna be trying to make certain adjustments. Look how they, oh, all right, look who guarding who. Look who switches. Look who, like, you, like, I want y'all to go watch this because I said it before. One, it's three things that wins you a series. And I keep saying it. And so far, you to name me a series. Put it in the comments, right? Put it in the comments, and I want to know. Name me a series where these three things didn't happen all the years of playing basketball that you've seen basketballs. Not your favorite player, and your star player being a star player. The star player is star player. It just, can you be special? Everyone doesn't has that. But the other two are controllable. Defense and turnovers tells you how important and emphasizes how important the possession is. Every possession is important, but the urgency. I want kids to watch the urgency. It's a lot of kids nowadays, they don't play with urgency, bruh. Just don't play with this cool demeanor, like, oh, shit, we gonna get back, we gonna be cool. Yeah, you playing hard, but are you playing with urgency? It's a difference from trying to play hard than playing with urgency. Playing hard, it's just basically like, you go play out there, you go out there and play hard and play dumb as fuck. But when you playing with urgency, you understand, all right, from a play call to whatever, on the offense end, we running what? We running flex? I bet. Shit, we ran there, what, early in second corner? He cheated that top screen. He top blocking me, so I'm gonna just backdoor. But I'm gonna make it seem like I'm gonna just go, like, shit, like, that's the urgency. Thinking the game. That's the name of the game. Thinking it. Literally, that's the name of the game. Just thinking it, bruh. So I want y'all to go watch this, bruh, because this series been a treat, bruh. I think any series the Nuggets been in this year, it's been a treat because, of course, you got Jokic, but he been playing some great competition. Like, he just came off a game, what, if I'm right, a Game 7. It's crazy. Just came off a Game 7. Now you got to do another one. Hey, boy, I'm telling you, man, Jokic is a really special, talented player, for real. Him and Shea. Last game, I thought the Thunder was going to close it out, but J-Dub, you shot 3 for 16. You need to go read that Bible scripture before the game, for sure. Go ahead. Do your thing. And it's on Sunday. Get you some church in. Read that scripture before that game hit. You gonna get right. Because you can't play like that, because they been on your ass here since last year about not showing up and calling you another little sidekick to Shea, and you like that. So you got to show it. For the Nuggets, they may be down. They may be handicapped. And this is a predicament where you don't want to count out the Joker. Because just like the Joker in the Batmans and shit, that nigga always come out of nowhere with some shit. Always. But the only way to neutralize that nigga is to face his ass head up and tell him to let him know every time. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's why you got Shea. And you know Shea gonna come to play. I know Shea gonna come to play. You want to see the intensity. This game's gonna have so much intensity that you're gonna be like, God damn, these niggas, they really want it. And this is why I be telling, and I understand why people be saying it's like they don't, like I said, watching regular season and all that other shit instead of playoffs. But it's like, bro, watch that shit too. Because it shows you who gonna lead up to this moment. Niggas doing all this shit in the regular season. Who gonna lead up into this moment? It's greatness. You know what I mean? So I can't wait, bro. Tomorrow it's at 2:30. Catch that game. Like I said, bro, it's gonna be a great time to watch some basketball for sure with that. And then after that, we got the conference finals. I ain't gonna really get my picks until the next episode, so I'll wait on that. Yeah, I mean, I'll wait on that once they actually set, and I actually, got a chance to like dissect it myself a little bit. But yeah, man, we finna get up out of here, man. A great episode, great pod episode number 3, man. I'm excited. Like I said, I get excited to do these all the time because I just love to talk it, bro. I can't lie. That's why I say in the beginning that's gonna be probably my new motto, new intro, whatever. Uh, Shit, I talk it, you pick a side. That's all I'm gonna say because I'm not really gonna go back and forth with you. I ain't the type. Like if we could talk and we can have this, you hear me out, I hear you out. But yeah, I'm done with the whole we finna yell and all this other. Because I be doing this shit all the time with niggas, bro. And I just be wanting to do shit like this, do shit like this. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, bro. Also, go check out the WNBA, man. They out there, they putting in that work too. Uh, I know I checked out the last game. I mean, it said last game. Yesterday's game with Paige Backers and them. Great game. Great game being played. Great game today. I'm actually it's on right now in front of me actually. The Liberty versus the Aces. Great basketball. I know the Fever played the Sky Lady, Clayton Clark, Andrew Reese, all that, man. So, go show them some love too. I know they was talking about a little lockout or whatever, something like that. But bro, show them women some love, bro, because they put that work in just like us, bro. Especially with the and they play some great basketball, bro. Great basketball too. So, you know what I mean? Especially if you want to be a student of the game, bro. Watch all this shit for real. Even kitty league basketball, anything basketball I watch, I'll be ready to talk about it. Yeah, just go check them out, bro. I'm gonna check them out, bro. Uh, Cause yeah, they need it. We don't want them to have no lockout or whatever like the NBA. I know it's about like probably like all the other shit, especially how the NBA treat their guys and how WB. I know they had the plane situation, locker rooms and shit. They got that all switched up. Now I think they really talking about the money or something like that. Um, yeah, bro. Actually pay them that money what they worth. Honestly, shit, they worth it. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, man. Name of the game, Pod 3, man. Episode 3, man. We gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Until next time, we gonna holler. Don't.